Welcome once again here at Partnership Realty. I'm Ismael Alvarez, and we're going to go over some very important topics as realtors. So the realtors that are here present, thank you for being here, and you guys that are watching, thank you for watching. These classes are recorded, so anyone that wasn't able to make it or wants to watch it again, you're able to go back into Partnership Realty's library, which you're going to see right there to your left-hand side, our class library, and be able to watch the class. So we're going to go over a lot of topics today that are probably what gets realtors in, bad situations. Bad situations, what I mean by that is it's just uncomfortable situations that we need to avoid these. I mean, and besides, these are laws, not only from DBPR, not only from FREC, from NAR as well too, okay? And these are things, the code of ethics, that we're gonna go over, standard of practice. We're gonna go over so many things. Now, at the same token, we're just gonna go over it generally because we can't go into one specific topic and just really stay on that one. So what we're gonna do is just go over it in general, but you can watch these classes, again, at priclasses.com, and it will be basic real estate 101, and what we should and what we should not do. This is something that I see realtors, and not really a lot from Partnership Realty's realtors doing them, because we have classes, you guys know here, weekly. We have our own library that we're giving you guys these classes. We're putting them in Spanish, we're putting them in English, and I wish I could do them in other languages as well too, but unfortunately right now those are the only two languages that we're doing. But these are things that are very, very important. Thank you for being here. So you guys don't have issues. Real estate should be, from the beginning of the transaction to the very end, a very comfortable situation, not only for yourself, but for your clients, your sellers, the listing agent, the buyers, title company, mortgage companies, when we know what we're doing. Okay, so let's start with this class right here, which is a basic 101. One of the things, and here's one thing that I would have to say that realtors don't do. Okay, they don't want to read. All right, I love being a realtor because it only took me 63 hours to go get my exam. Okay, my state license, my Florida license, and it was only 7 days. But see, that's the biggest mistake that everybody thinks they do. They're making. They think that once you get that license by DBPR, you guys know what you're doing. You don't. You passed it. Now you need to know what the actual basic, rules, laws, code of ethics, standard of practice, just everything about real estate. And one of the things that you guys got to do is keep your training going on, because we are learning on a weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. I mean, I learned something this morning that I was sharing with the class prior to the camera today. But chapter 475, you guys really need to read those. Go over it. What's it going to take you, honestly? 30 minutes? If you don't have 30 minutes to perfectionize your career, then I think, I don't know. I think, well, here's the thing. We have transaction coordinators here. We have a group of about 8 ladies and 1 gentleman here. So if you just want to show properties and you want someone else to do the administrative side of it, and when I'm talking about the administrative side, means that once the property goes into an offer, they're going to do it all for you from A to Z. These are called transaction coordinators. These ladies are highly trained on making sure that we follow the 7 most important steps in an as-is contract, and we have classes for those. We've got classes for those that we just did a couple of weeks ago. You guys should watch that class, because I'm not going to go into it specifically today, but nevertheless, you guys have to watch that. I mean, we can't miss a date on a contract. What is a contract? A legal binding document. And there are so many other people depending on your initial offer, your contract, to go through, because you've got a seller who now becomes a buyer for another property, and then sometimes it becomes a dominoes effect, where I've seen 3-4 deals out of one deal. Are you kidding me? If the first deal goes wrong or goes sideways, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, it's nothing but nightmares. So I don't want to be involved in nightmares. So chapter 475, you'll find it here under Online Sunshine. And you can also Google it. Just put in Google chapter 475. But guys, you really need to go into it. Read it. Learn about what you're doing, how you can protect not only yourself, but protect your client and just everything about it. So chapter 475 is very, very, very important, to read. And make sure it's Florida real estate laws that you're looking at, okay? And then I want you guys to click here where it says right here, and you're gonna view it. So once you come to this page, you're gonna go right here, click right there, and then you're gonna view everything about chapter 475. To me, I love reading it ever so often. It changes yearly, right? They're updating it every year, okay? So here we have 2022s, and you wanna take a look at it, you wanna go over it, and it's gonna take totally about 30 minutes. And if you really like what you're doing, enjoying learning, like I do, it might take you a little bit longer to understand it, okay? If you have any questions, call me. That's what I'm actually here for, okay? Florida Realtors, which is National Association of Realtors, NAR. If you go to your homepage on your MLS, you're gonna come right here at this little icon right there, and you're going to see now our code of ethics, standard of conduct, okay, and just everything that it takes, step per step, which we're gonna go over in a couple minutes, okay? Step per step of what to do and what not to do in real estate. I mean, this one here, both of them are very important, okay? Because we are governed by three different commissions, okay? We've got DBPR, we've got the Real Estate Commission, which is the Division of Real Estate, which is FREC, okay? And we also have NAR. We have to follow all their rules, guidelines, laws. We have to follow them all. And once we do this correctly, guess what happens? You have a very smooth transaction from the beginning to the very end. Why? You know what you're doing. Realtors that know what they're doing, I'm telling you, they've got smiles on their faces at all given times. I promise you that. Realtors that don't know what they're doing have nothing but brain damage, headaches. So I want to be one of those individuals, and I know what I'm doing. And I'm going to do it right before a deadline on a contract date. And I'm going to do it, when the given time, and I'll make sure that all my offers are done and presented correctly. Next week, we're going to do a how to fill out an as-is contract. And I have seen so many as-is contracts filled out that I look at them, I go, oh my God, oh geez, that realtor doesn't know what the heck they're doing. So what do you think that makes my seller feel as well too? They're going to go, well, if they don't know how to write up an as-is contract, they don't know how to fill it out properly, do you think they really, know what they're doing? No, but if as-is contract is filled out perfectly to the T, okay, that gives confidence to the listing realtor, that gives confidence to the seller or sellers, to the developer or the contractor. So how important is that? So don't miss that class. This will be next Tuesday. Filling out an as-is contract, and we're going to go over it. I mean, step per step, almost every single paragraph. We're going to go into it. But back here again, open this up here, okay, and you're going to go into Code of Ethics. You're going to go into Code of Ethics. How important is that, guys? Oh my God, I cannot explain to you. We are professionals. We're licensed by DBPR. Who does DBPR license? Nothing but professionals. Doctors, lawyers, law enforcement officers, teachers, dentists. I can go on and on and on. Oh, wait, realtors. Realtors, okay? So we have to follow the laws that they're telling us. And when you look at it, they're actually designed and made for our benefits, to protect the public, to protect the realtors, and to make sure that if you really follow these steps, you're going to have a very smooth, perfect transaction. I mean, none of them are really perfect. There's a lot of transactions that aren't quite perfect, right? Because it just doesn't depend on you. You've got mortgage companies.
Client lies or doesn't disclose something.
Oh, something I want to say real quickly, guys. I had the class last week that we did. Please ask questions. You don't understand. We love it, okay? So, and interrupt me. You interrupt me as many times as you want. So any questions that you might have, just ask it. I think that we talked about it last week after class, and two of the realtors go, and I said, why didn't you ask that question during class? And he goes, well, both of them said, oh, I didn't want to interrupt. I go, no, there's a lot of people that really would appreciate the answer to your question. So not only the classroom here, But you know, the ones that are watching this class online and the ones that are going to watch it afterwards are really going. So if you've got a question, I guarantee you it's an important question. It's an important question. So please feel free to interrupt me at any given time.
I got a question.
Okay.
Commissions.
Commissions.
We start with 6%. Do we make benefits?
Here, you know, my opinion on that one is a little bit different. To me, the client is most important, and I am going to cater to that client regardless of the commission amount that he or she wants me to accept. I'm going to accept it. Why? Because for us as realtors, who is most important? Our community, our public, our clients. So if they feel comfortable because of whatever financial reasons they might have at only paying 4%, 3%, I'm gonna accept it because they're more important. And here's the thing that you gotta look at this. You gotta look at the future business. You just earned their business right now. They felt comfortable in saying, please help me buy this property. Please help me sell this property. Guess what's gonna happen that year to come? You're gonna get more repeated business from them. You're gonna get their friends, families, co-workers. And then not everyone's gonna sort of beat you up as people might look at it. Because I've heard this so many times. Oh no, they really beat me up for financial needs. You don't know exactly, you know, you gotta have compassion. We're gonna talk about that today. And we're gonna talk about commissions in a little bit, but I'm glad you asked that question. Because the way that I look at it, guys, remember, everything that I'm telling you guys here, it's nothing more than an opinion. So you guys have walked in or watching this class with your own opinion, your own thoughts and ideas of how you should run your business, right? Because you guys are independent contractors. So you are running your own independent business. But you're getting a second point of view from me. And now you're going to walk out of here, or you guys at home and go, okay, I've got my idea, my opinion. I heard Ismael's. Maybe I can mix them together and convert, you know, a good one out of both of them, and maybe I could do his. I don't know. But no, make sure the client is number one, always. Yeah. So here, I really, this is not only here to find out about the code of ethics that you guys must read. And I'm telling you, I don't know why I didn't put must in there. And in capital letters, by the way. And in red. I love capital letters red. I don't know. Stop signs are important, right? Red lights. So I guess I've got red in me, you know, like stop. That must be important. So you'll see a lot of stuff in red. But I'm figuring right now I should have put must in there in capital letters and in red. Also, where do you pay your dues at? Because so many realtors do not pay their dues. You know, when I think they're due right now in, I think October or something like that, the end of October, right? If I'm not mistaken. Or is it September or October? I'm not sure. But this is where you guys go to pay your dues right there. Look. So there's two things right here you're learning. One, learn about the code of ethics. Second, where do I go to pay my dues? Simple, right there. Okay? So here, we're going to go over three things right now. One thing.
I have a question. So for first 2 years, so we have to do the post license course, right?
Yeah.
25 hours.
The code of. Yeah. No, for the first 2 years when you're licensed in the beginning, you've got the 45 hours. Yeah.
Yeah,
The 45 hours.
And also you have to do like code of ethics.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
First 2 years.
Yeah.
too?
I think they moved it to 3 years. I think they moved it to 3 years now, the Code of Ethics. But guys, if there is a class that I enjoy doing, it's called Code of Ethics. You've done it twice? I know. I've watched it so many times because I enjoy everything that our board gets together, okay, and says, let's do it this way, because they're not only looking out, again, for us, the realtors, making things to run more smoothly for us, but they're looking out for our clients. And every time that I do good for our clients, I make a client happy, I get blessed back so much. It is amazing. I've got clients that I've sold properties 20 years ago, and 20 years later, they don't want a house with a pool anymore. They want a condo. They want to travel and things like that. And can you imagine how many friends and relatives they run into that have gotten their real estate license and they come back to me 20 years later? I can't tell you that so directly.
Okay. So still I'm here confusing. I just log into my
Yeah.
DVPR account. So right here is showing my next renewal and uh, 20, March 31st, 23.
Okay, yeah.
But right here already I did the post license course, so this one is showing. So right here is
You satisfied it.
yeah, it's showing the law core, core law and SPE, real estate specific code.
Yeah.
Right here is showing the required 0, complete 0. Both is showing 0, 0. So I'm confused. We have to do that or not?
You have to do the 45 hours, okay,
Already I did
post licensing
40
for the
already.
first between the first 24 months. And then after that, every 2 years, it's 14 hours only.
So I'm still first 2 years, so I don't have to do those things because right here it's showing the.
No,
required
I'll go over it afterwards with you,
Okay.
but you must do it, yeah. And then, again, that's DBPR.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about NAR. Now we're talking about our MLS, or it doesn't matter what county you live in, their MLS, and we got to do the code of ethics too. And that's about 4 hours. And I'm telling you, it's one of the best 4 hours. You and I agree on that one.
I did it last week with NAR.
Yeah.
You know,
With beaches.
they gave it to me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so,
CE credit.
I love it. I love it. I truly love it because I just learned how to. I learned from, from our governing bodies how to be better at my job. That's what I learned. So, and I want to do everything correctly. Okay. So, let's start out here with number one, guys. Whenever you close a deal, you guys know that you need to close it out in the MLS within 2 days. Within 2 days, you need to close it out. 2 business days. Okay. You need to close it out in the MLS. Where realtors will just not close the MLS report out, okay? Yeah, they'll leave it there for 6 months, a year. Terrible, horribly, horribly terrible. Okay, they can and they will give you a fine for that, if they decide that you've done it repeatedly. I mean, they'll give you like courtesy notices and things like that. But another thing that we want to talk about is when you put in directions into an MLS listing. Wow, I have seen so many mistakes on that one. Okay, and again, these are items and these are rules. Even though they're rules, to me they're almost like laws. Because if they tell you it's a rule that you have to follow, you need to follow it. Okay, we need to follow it. So we're going to go over on how. Now remember, a lot of these classes we're going to go over it generally, but I've got classes exactly on how to do a listing that it goes into detail per detail. Okay, so you can watch these classes independently. We're just going to go over it in general because once you know it all in general, then you can find them individually. But you'll remember this, So that's a really big error that a lot of realtors will make right there. Okay, afterwards, listing agreements. Okay. A lot of individuals get listing agreements, okay, and we need to find out not only the effective date of that listing agreement, but sometimes, your client will want you to postpone and not put the listing in yet because they might want to make a change or they might want to do something. So what do we need to do? We need to get a waiver on that. We need to get an extension to put it in there. So we need to follow all this stuff. And where is all that? Guys, we can go right back here. Right there, and also standard of practice. It's going to be in there, okay? All of this is in your dashboard. So it's amazing just to go in there and read it. I don't know. I love doing my job correctly because every time I do my job correctly, it just comes out so much better. I had a realtor ask me today, as a broker and running, over 1,000 realtors here that we've got. How do I compose myself from not pulling my hairs, from not going nuts? It's knowing what I'm doing. That's it. When I know what I'm doing, I'm comfortable because I handle it and I handle it correctly. And when you guys call me up with a question, I handle it within a couple minutes, and sometimes seconds, within 30 seconds, okay? So for a closed file, let's go here to a closed file. When we close the file, I get this question asked all the time. Where and what do I do and what do you need, okay? So you go to Form Simplicities. There are so many classes that we've done on Form Simplicity, okay? And you're gonna go right here where it says blank forms, and then it's gonna take you right here to Form Packages. And if you look, the first two packages that I've got is the checklist that you need, okay, to turn in a file to get paid. And now, guys, this isn't a checklist that I require here in Partnership Realty. This is a checklist that's required by the Real Estate Commission, by DBPR, by FREC. Okay, this is what they require. So the checklist is there, the commission summary is there for a sale, and then the second one's for a rental. So it's right there. Just go into your form simplicity, go into form packages, then it'll go into blank form, sorry, then go into form packages, and it's going to be the first two. Now remember, I've done this class many and numerous times just on form simplicity. When you go to the bottom, it's going to give you 10 packages. Click on 50, so it'll open up all the packages, right? On something that realtors, again, must do, and I need to start using this word must a lot and in capital letters, all right, is that you need to open up every single package. This might take you 30 minutes. You could do it on a weekend. You know, you could do it on a weekend. You know, go into it and find out what are all these packages that you got for any type of real estate needs in the state of Florida. It's there. Guys, whatever you need, I cannot tell you guys how many times realtors call me up and go, hey, where's the W-9 at? Did you open up the form simplicity? It's right there. Where is the broker's license? It's right there. I mean, everything that you guys need. It's not that I don't want you guys to call me, okay? It's that that's like an unnecessary call that you're going to make when all you got to do is click on your MLS, click on form simplicity, click on blank forms, click on form packages. It's there. And all those clicks takes actually less than probably 20 seconds. 20 seconds, you'll have your answer. Because sometimes you can't get a hold of me. You'll send me a text. I'll answer you, what, an hour later, 30 minutes later, a couple hours later, depending on what I'm doing. You lost what? A couple of hours. So don't lose it. It's there.
So if we can't reach you, who can we talk to in the office?
Office managers. I sent you guys in the welcome packages, all of our office managers. You've got Guillermo, you've got Laura, you've got Paul, you've got Sonia, and that's just real estate. For title, you've got Nikki, you've got myself, you've got, for mortgages, we've got 28 lenders that we work with, okay? These lenders have all given me a promise that they will answer your phone on, 7 days a week. Now, sometimes they could be on a boat. They could be doing I don't know where they could be at. Text them, give them a text. They will answer your call 7 days a week. They will, and if they don't, you've got 27 other lenders. Sorry for that lender, okay? And if those twos don't answer, I've still got 26 more lenders. I will, but they usually are really good to answer back.
Do they pre-approve your client?
They will pre-approve your client on a weekend. On the weekend, you'll have a pre-approval. Listen, here's the thing about this. Our clients, not all of them, but the majority of them work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, or Monday through Saturday sometimes. So when do they really have time to see a home? After hours, weekends, and holidays. Think about that one, and holidays. So I have a question for you now. Should your office be open? Should the broker be available? Should the managers be available? Should the title company be available? Should the mortgage lenders be available to assist you at the time of need on a holiday, on a weekend, after hours? Should they? Absolutely. Absolutely, because if I call you, if I'm out on a Saturday showing properties and I have a question that I really need your advice on, you're the broker or the office manager and you don't answer me, I don't know. I might really think about calling you again. And if I call you on Monday, go, hey, listen, I called you on Saturday. What happened? Oh, I don't work on Saturdays. Yeah, really? Okay. All right, let me think about that one. I do work on Saturdays. I need your help.
All agents should work on Saturdays.
All agents should work on Saturdays, right? I agree, exactly. All agents. But should your office be there to support you?
Absolutely.
100%.
Even on holidays.
Definitely on holidays.
We check our phone multiple times a day, every 5 minutes. We all have our phones on us, so wherever you are and your phone is.
Exactly.
Listen, as a recruiter, I call agents all day long, and it blows me away how 80% of the agents I call do not answer their telephone.
Good one. Can I answer that one?
Sure.
Okay, I love those agents. I'm gonna beat them from their lack of good business, practices and things like that. I'm not going to do that. I will answer my phones. So guess what? I've gotten a lot of clients that have called me up and said, exactly. But you know what they do enjoy? That I do answer my calls. I'm overseas. Now, I will not go to some remote area in some country that I have no internet. Are you kidding me? I will not be there, guys. I promise you. In the Amazon jungle, are you serious? I've got nothing. Me and the Amazon jungle have nothing in common.
Hotspot work there?
Listen, we in the Amazon jungle have zero.
Should have put towers out there by now.
Well, I'm not going to be there, okay? I will promise you. I will be at some place that you will get a hold of me. Now, I could be doing something, text me. You guys know it. I've always called you, and you guys don't even know where I'm at sometimes. But I don't need to know, because through that cell phone, it's a computer. There's not, I don't know how many offers you guys have sent me. We go over it. I'll tell you, change this. It's perfect. Send it as is. Counter offers. We can go over it. These cell phones, guys, these are computers. I can see everything here. I could be anywhere. Like I said, I'm not going to be in any country. I'm not going to be in any country that I don't have internet. I don't belong there. I think my phone was off yesterday because they were doing an update, and I almost panicked. For the 10 minutes, I was going crazy. So I called up AT&T immediately. Is everything okay? He goes, sir, just turn it off and on. Oh, I couldn't have thought of that one, sorry. So yeah, I turned it off and I was working. I go, thank you so much. And then she wanted to continue talking to me. I go, I got to go, My problem got solved. I can't be without a cell phone. We cannot. So, guys, don't, it's okay, call me if you want. But at least you guys know now where's the checklist? Now, in that checklist, okay, not everything is going to apply. It's only what applies to you. So there'll be a generic full checklist, but just whatever applies. Now, I'm going to give you guys something a little bit better, okay? Where is it? It's in here somewhere because I wrote it down. Well, it's okay. I'm just going to tell you anyway. We'll run into it in a little bit. What should be inside a file? Everything. Now, I'll repeat this a couple of times because I love repeating myself. The more I repeat this, the more, it sticks. And then eventually, when you tell me, hey, Ismael, I already know it, then I'm excited and happy. Because now you already know it. But sometimes you have to hear it 2 and 3 times, because it's a lot. It's a lot to bring in, to become a realtor and know everything about real estate from A to Z. It's a lot. It truly is a lot. We have a lot of laws, we have a lot of rules and steps and things like that. But just to make it simple, so you guys do not even have to look at the checklist. We guys know what needs to be inside a file? Every single document. Just the whole kit and caboodle. Click on the top, it'll select everything, and just email it to us. Email it to our closing department, okay? Dead deals. Guys, don't forget that dead deals must also be sent into the office, okay? And we have to keep them there for like 3 years, okay? So expired, dead deals, canceled, all of that must be sent in. Now, where are you guys going to send that to? Because one thing is to close. We have our PRI pay me at gmail.com. That's where closed files goes. I'll show you guys that in a minute. And where does a dead deal go? It's, again, the PRI. What is PRI? Partnership Realty, Inc. Okay? Dead deal at gmail.com. Now, we need to send expireds, canceled, dead deals, deals that fall through, withdrawn, everything that must go there. That is something that you guys have to bring in, okay? A lot of realtors think, oh, it's a dead deal. No, I don't. You have to send it in, guys, okay? Very important, because most of the times we are calling you and asking you guys to send the file in, okay? So here you know that you don't have to get this unnecessary phone call. Just send it in. And how long does it take to send it in? Everything, listen, we're paperless nowadays. Our real estate industry is completely paperless, okay? Except one or two, a few. We work with some individuals that are not computer savvy, so we might have to go with hard docs in our hands and have them sign it and all that, but we're still going to scan it. And then we're still going to send it to the mortgage, to the title company, to the mortgage company. We're still to the inspector, all via what? Email. So you're going to have it in a package. All you got to do is select and send the whole kit and caboodle to us, whether it's a dead deal or whether it's a closed file. How simple is that? So remember, you're going to send in what? Withdrawn, cancels, fall through, expires, everything to where? PRI-deaddeals@gmail.com.
So let's say it's an expired listing and the seller wanted it to run out and wants to do some renovations on the property and then relist it with you again.
Oh, yeah.
Would you still have to send that to Dead Deals?
Yeah, if it was a dead deal, yeah, send it in. But then we have to since it's your file, you can go back in there and just open it and copy it, and a lot of your information is going to be in there. You'll just have to change very little things on it.
Yeah.
Very little things on it.
Goes active again.
Yeah, it goes right back active again.
So you just go in there.
Yeah.
Just do what you got to do.
Yeah, and now here's a good question. Thank you for asking that question. It depends on how long afterwards, because I've had clients like that. We've had many issues like that where they want to cancel a deal, okay, but then they want to put it back within 10 days or 15 days, something like that. We need to call our tech support at whatever MLS that you guys are, whatever board we're with, whatever MLS you're at, because we can't start it as a brand new start date from day one. We need to do things legally, and we need to do it from, if it was on the market for 60 days or 34 days, then we started at 35 days. So call up MLS, your tech support, and they will advise you and guide you on that too.
Because I feel like you see a lot of mistakes with other realtors doing that. Because you'll see that property is expired or it's off the market, and then all of a sudden it comes back on.
Yeah, they're monitoring that.
Yeah.
The MLS, the MLS does monitor that, and they will notify you and contact you. They also notify me as well too. Okay, so they will notify you that you really need to change the date on that, and give it the proper true days on the market. Give it the proper true days on the market.
So I feel like some of them are trying to be crafty.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a bit. But we're not going to do that because we know better. Okay, so those are rules that our MLS has that we must follow. We must follow, because it's not like you're trying to fool someone. Oh, it just came back up on the market. No, I mean, I think lying listen. You know what makes a great realtor? Someone who says the truth, someone who is very helpful, someone who is very honest, someone who is completely transparent. That makes a great realtor. One of the biggest, I think, secrets, trainings and all these big trainings. No, just be yourself, honest, truthful, professional, caring. Yeah, knowing your real estate, laws, rules, practice, CMAs. Oh, come on, that's what makes you helpful. Things like 7 days a week, like we talked about. Yeah, I think that's right there is the biggest success for any realtor. I mean, I've had realtors that have told me, well, after 5 o'clock, I shut off my phone and I don't work. I go, oh, I love you. Seriously, so many other realtors are going to take your market share. They're going to take your market share. Are you kidding me? If I call you up at 5, why are you working anyway? You must be completely wealthy when you can just shut off, right? Right? At 5 o'clock? Why are you a realtor?
Everybody calls after work.
Absolutely, they're working. Absolutely, once the kids are settled, whoever has kids, the dinner and stuff like that, that's when they call. I'll take that call. I'm going to take your client. That's crazy. That truly is crazy. So let's talk about, here again, as part of a dead deal, and again, directions as well. Directions, well, I'm sorry, not listing here. I apologize about this. I forgot to change this top part. This is about the listings, okay? Directions on the listings. Directions on the listings, you guys have to start it, and we have a class that you can watch, which is specifically on this. Sorry, I apologize about the subtitle here. I didn't change it up there. But nevertheless, I'm telling you guys here, okay? Directions must include turn by turn, and how must it be? Okay, one of the things that you don't want to, and I did put this in red and cap letter, is follow GPS. Don't put that down. You know, see MapQuest, see the website. No, do not put that down. The MLS will monitor this. They will contact you, and they'll give you a notice. They might give you a second note, but then they're going to give you a fine. Okay, so let's do things right. Let's do things so we can help our other fellow co-workers, other listing agencies, other realtors, and so forth, to find this proper home. And even the clients that are watching this through any of the search engine websites that they're out there, so they can find where it's at. So every single direction must start with a major intersection. It's got to start with a major intersection. Then it has to start with north, south, east, or west. Okay? Because some people are not good with make a right here, and they're going totally a different. Yeah, don't do that.
Or their GPS doesn't work and sends them in circles.
And not only that, you know, when they put in there's a lot of addresses that are identically the same, except for the zip code. They have the same identical address, except when you put the zip code in. And this thing puts you in a completely different area, and it's completely like 20, 30 minutes away. So make sure that zip code is placed in there, yeah. So it has to start out with north, south, east, or west. Then you, with the, for example, right or left. Okay, so just an example. Guys, I'm going to give you an example, and I'm using our office here at 1663 South Congress Avenue. I put down, you know, from I-95 to Forest Hill Boulevard. Then you want to turn west to Congress. So if you're coming from I-95, it doesn't matter if you're coming from north or the south. Where are you going to turn? Definitely west, and you're going to make it to Congress. So when you get to Congress, you're going to make a right-hand turn, which is what? North. Okay? And the property is going to be on your left side, which is what? The west. So we're going to get people there. And again, this shows professionalism on your side, that you are doing things correctly for everyone. And this is the way that our MLS request that we do it, okay? I don't know if I'm using the right word on request or not. Maybe one of our, Carol might have to answer that one there. I even know this. How about must use? Not request. The request, I guess they'll request it in a polite way at first, but then they're going to say, you need to change it and do it right, you know? So again, please, do not use, don't put down, go to your GPS. So it's got to start, again, major intersection, then north, east, south, or west, okay? And then right and lefts. It'll get you right there, okay? Closing out MLS. This is a big one. Huge. This is a huge one, okay? As I mentioned already, we need to close it out within a couple of days, right? Within 2 days. But it doesn't matter if you're the listing agent or you're the buyer's agent. Make sure that you get the credit for it, okay? You make sure you get the credit. So when it closes out, let's say you're a listing agent. You need to put in the listing agent, the listing agency, the date that it closed, and what the sold amount was. Okay, so there's going to be various other questions, but that's mostly what's going to come out, and you're going to see it down here. Now, as a buyer's agent, they have to close, and they have to give you the credit. Okay, they have to give you the credit. This speaks a lot about you on your portfolio when you go get listings. Look, I've sold this amount of properties, because all this is in there. And then people can look you up and say, you know what, I want to work with her. Now, or I want to work with him, you know. And if you haven't closed out, and first of all, if the listing agent didn't sell the property and they're getting the credit for it, it's totally illegal. Totally illegal. I personally would recommend to our realtors, you know, not to call up, you know, the complaint and file a complaint on them. You know, send a courtesy, nice, you know, email or text to that listing agent and say, hey, listen, can you please close out the file and make sure you put me in? This is my MLS ID number, and so forth, okay? If that realtor doesn't do that, then get a hold of their manager or their broker. How are you going to do this? By email. You want to make sure that you've got, you know, you got information there that you can say that, hey, listen, I've contacted the broker, I've contacted the manager, and neither one of them have done anything. Then it's really simple. It's up on the right-hand top, right there. It says just file a complaint. Guess what? MLS will take over. But give them proof that you did try numerous times to the listing agent, you've gone to his manager, you've gone to his broker, you guys have gone to me. Okay? You guys have gone to me. And then the MLS will take over. But don't just go directly to MLS. Sometimes they'll handle it correctly.
You have 2 days, right?
Yeah, we've got 2 days to close this out. Don't let that file sit there. It's not right, guys. It's just not right. Again, we've been around, Partnership Realty, we've been around for 24 years, going on 25 years right now. We do everything as proper and accurately as possible. And that's why, that's why I have a smile on my face every day and I'm not stressed out. I mean, you do have stress, but it's not, it's not major stress because we know what we're doing. And when we do things correctly, things seem to run a little bit more smoothly, okay? So you guys know where it's at right there. All the information. If you're the buyer's agent, you need to be there, okay? And if you're the listing agent, whoever the buyer's agent needs to be there. And it's really simple to do. Photos. Here's a major, major, major issue. Copyrights with photos. Guys, we have, here at Partnership Realty, I work with, not only we have our own 2 TV studios, as the one you guys are sitting in right now and watching these classes, but we have other studios as well too. We have a full-time, 7-day-a-week production company, professional photographers, editors, social media. We've got it all. And, they're here to assist and help you guys, okay? Now, we also work with other different photography companies that will come out there and take professional photos for your listings. I recommend professional photos. Why? Because it's an image of you. Because don't think, if you're starting out and you're only getting listings for $150,000 listing or $300,000 listing, that you won't get $500,000 and you're not going to get a $1.5 or $5 million or a $20 million listing, or, you will. Yes, you will. But if your photos are done with your cameras and they're like zoomed out, I mean very blurry, and they're like sideways when you put them in there, and you put like 3 photos in there, you only put 1 photo in there. So if I'm a seller and I've got, someone's already spoken very highly about you, right? And they said, you know what, you should use Ismael. Ismael's a very good person and he's very professional. But when that seller looks at your photos, and you're going to take photos of my house, which is $500,000 or $750,000 or $1.5 million, $2.5 million, or $5 million house, you really think that I'm going to give you? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't care how kind you are. Your photos are horrible. So photos are an image of you at all times, okay? So make sure, even if it's a 55 and older little 1-bedroom, 1-bath, $80,000 condo, $50,000 condo, make sure that your photos are professional, because that seller of that condo, do never judge a book by its cover, okay? You don't know who their brother, sister, you don't know who their daughter, son, you don't know their family. How about their employer? Can't tell you how many properties we've sold and we've done rentals for, and then their employer, their boss, where they work at, once doesn't really know a realtor and knows that you actually just closed the deal with them, and they ask you, hey, how did it go with that realtor of yours? Excellent. Well, he or she's going to look into those photos and just everything about you. So make sure that those photos are done professionally. They're really inexpensive. Very inexpensive, but they must be your photos.
Do you have a question pertaining to that?
Yeah.
So I have a listing I'm about to go active with tomorrow, and the seller had happened to negotiate with his current tenant, who he did a post-occupancy agreement with, who's still living in the house that he just purchased, and they had great photos, like virtual staging and everything, and he thought, well, maybe I can just use those old photos. And I'm like, no, they're not copyrighted. I'll get fined like crazy.
Exactly.
For MLS.
Yes.
And so he negotiated with the post-occupancy tenant that's living there to give him the photos to sell them to him for $250.
There you go.
Because he originally wanted $500, but I'm like, please get that in writing.
Yes, yes.
So what is the correct form of getting it in writing? Like, this is okay if you use those, such and such. I mean, he is having his attorney,
Yes.
write that up. But as far as
Good.
me you know, inputting those photos into the MLS, is there anything additional that I need to do to cover my ass?
Yeah, well, the attorney is going to give you the proper, you know, the proper form that they need to sign off on. Not only the tenants, but the photographer as well too that took the photos.
Got it.
The photographer that took the photos, plus the actual homeowner himself. Okay, so we need to get all of them to sign off on. If not, I've got the document.
The previous owner?
Whoever took the photos, whoever it came from.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I'm looking at. The way that I look at it, because this has become a really big issue. This is a really big issue right now. It's not, I mean generally all around, because I have many broker friends of mine from the entire state of Florida, and not, what am I talking about? New York, up in Los Angeles, everywhere, okay? So this is an issue that's going around nationwide. And there's a bunch of attorneys that have just gotten together and go, listen, if we start suing for these copyrights and we just get 300 from here, 1,500 from here, and there are so many realtors that are using photos from the internet, what a major mistake that is. I think, you know,
Well, yeah, because they can crop the copyright.
it's crazy. Don't do that. I mean, these photos, they can go in the back. They can see where they're dated, where it came from, who it's from. It's not worth it, guys. Go over there. Our cell phones right now, they got 4Ks into them. You can actually take really good photos until you get the professional photos. If you want them in there immediately, go out there. Get in the car. Go out there and take your own photos. If not, get one of our professional photographers to go out there and take their own photos. I don't care if it's the community, the clubhouse, everything, just generally everything.
Well, he wants to use those particular photos because
Then
once the tenant leaves, it's going to be vacant. There's no furniture in it, and with the virtual staging, he's like stuck on wanting the old photos and wanting
Yeah.
to pay for them and having that legal.
Yeah.
document
Well, we
for
got
them.
companies that do virtual staging as well too.
Okay.
We've got our company,
Oh, good.
not ours, but company that we work
'Cause
with.
I called to see if you guys did before I got into
Yeah.
this little.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, again, my biggest advice on that is going to be that, you know, truly, we need to get our own photos. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's the amenity, the clubhouse, everything. We need to get our own
So
photos.
should
And
I
if
tell
not,
him to like nix that idea and just tell him that I
No,
have
if-
a company that I can work with directly from my office
Sure.
that can do the same thing?
that's one option. The other option is, as you mentioned already, you've got an attorney already that's working on that.
Yeah.
He is going to make sure, he or she is going to make sure that, you know, that everyone signs off on it. And now you've got a legal document.
Yeah.
Okay? We're getting,
I would like to add something. It's not only if we take a photo from there, but be careful with people we hire for doing even website or doing something
Exactly.
else and a social media for us.
Exactly.
Make sure, you know, guys, try to verify for us or
yes.
require it to them professional and you know, for where they take the
Where they got it from.
exactly.
Where they
Yes.
got that photo from.
Yes.
So we're talking about,
Got it that way.
thank you, Mariana, that's a really good point right there that you brought up. Okay, so it's not just our photos for our listing, how about for our websites? Okay, so a lot of these web designers, you know, a lot of these guys are sometimes, you know, they call themselves web designers, you know, they just know how to, the internet's full of templates. There are already real estate templates in there. So it's just cut, copy, paste. Okay, so they'll go in there. They know very little about these laws, okay, these copyright laws, okay? So they'll go in there, and guess who's going to get in trouble? We will, you know? So make sure whoever's doing these flyers, these marketing for you, this social media for you, okay, and these web designers, make sure where they're getting those photos and do they have legal rights to them. So I'm going to get an email, I'm going to get a text, I'm going to get something stating these photos, okay? Then that they're giving you ownership to them too.
No, what about our 10-minute website building
Yeah.
company that we use that I'm actually
He's
working with
he's
right now?
assured us,
That's legit.
right?
Okay.
He's assured us that he's even given it to us in writing, that all the photos, like we here with our social media that we do and all of our designing that we do, we work with 2 different companies, but you know we pay it for the full year, and we get all of our photos, you know, and we have legal rights to them.
Do they use
So they do too. Sorry.
Do they use drones?
Yeah, we use drones, yes. Yeah, we use drones, but there are drones. There are drones. And these photos here at Partnership Realty that we give you, they belong to you. They actually belong to you. They actually belong to you. So you're going to be able to use them. But someone else can't be able to use them. So, I highly recommend this, to be very, very careful with, because this has become a major issue. A very major issue. And we're trying to prevent these issues. So by knowing about this, by the awareness that you're getting right now on this here, that you'll have one less headache to deal with, And honestly, I love going to the properties and seeing them myself. A lot of realtors don't. I don't know why, but I love going there, and seeing them myself and taking the photos and hire these professional photographers. I mean, guys, they're inexpensive. They're not really expensive at all. Not expensive at all. Showings, major issue. I mean, anything that we talk about here, it seems to be a simple issue, but they're not, okay? Showings, when you do a showings or getting showings, it must be approved it's got to be approved. And sometimes you go to Showtime and you'll get an email that says, that's going to say in there, okay, it's recognized, but you're not approved yet. And some realtors don't even read, and they think they got approved to go in and open up the super or the lockbox. No, you got to get permission. Right, you have to wait and get permission. And keep that document. Our computers nowadays, cell phones, are you serious? Snapshots, I've got it. Take a snapshot of yours. Always cover yourself, okay? But besides, it's gonna stay in Showtime regardless, okay? But we must get permission from the listing agent who got permission from the seller or the tenants, whoever's in there.
Confirmation from Showtime?
Yeah, confirmation from Realtor. We got to wait for it. Now, what are the ways of getting into these properties? There's going to have a Supra. Supra is very inexpensive. It's like it's less than $125 a year or something like that. A year? A year? Oh my God, that's phenomenal. $75 for an entire year is nothing. Okay, so whatever it is, I thought it was $125. So whatever it comes, it's very inexpensive. But you're going to need to get into that because a lot of homes, and like our HUD and Ariel homes, they're on Supra. They're on Supra. And you guys want to have a Supra too, because you want to know who went in there, what company they work with, how long they were in there, when they left out. In certain hours of the night, it gets cut off that you can't go in there. Okay?
And there's two Supras. There's two Supras, an old one and the new one.
Oh yeah.
And the old one only works with a fob. So if you have a new one and you try to go to an old box,
a lot of realtors haven't updated to the new ones yet.
Yeah, there's a million old boxes.
Well, that's frustrating. I've
Isn't it?
There. It's like, I'm sorry.
I know. Guys, we're going to talk about that in a couple minutes, what you just mentioned about being frustrated, We're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes of having patience, So we'll talk about that in a sec. You're right. Because not everybody's on top of doing things correctly. Like I said, if we knew these things and we do them correctly, we wouldn't get incoming uncomfortable phone calls. We wouldn't, because I'm sure that when you went out there with your clients and you couldn't get in, you're not going to be a happy camper when you're going to call up. Exactly. See what I mean?
It's not your fault.
It's not. So again, a lot of realtors, their office doesn't offer the classes like we offer here, doesn't offer the support that we offer here, doesn't offer any of the things, So yeah, we have to deal with that. But again, we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes, okay? So we got the Supra, we got the lockbox. What's a lockbox? Combination lockbox, okay? I don't particularly like those because I'm not big a fan on the combination lockboxes, But again, there are lockboxes, but you want to use the showing time because everything is documented there. But sometimes when you look at the upper right-hand corner of the listing report and there is no showing time, it's going to look at the broker's remarks, showing instructions. It'll tell you call the listing office, call the listing agent, 24-hour notice, things like that. We need to read that and see what it is, and we want to make sure that we get proper access to the property. Now here comes the big one. All right. Say we have, and we're at a property that's completely vacant, whether on Supra or on lockbox, correct? And we're with the same client. Same client's with me again. We're driving by, and that client says, "Hey, Ismael, let me see that property one more time." Guys, can we go in there and enter that property again without contacting the listing agent? Absolutely not. Heck no. You know, you're trespassing. Call up the listing agent, click on the showing time, and tell them, hey, listen, we're back over here. My client would like to see it again. Do you think I can go in there? You know, and make sure you have access to it. Okay? Yes, you must contact them every single time. You just can't go in there because the property is vacant. You can't go in there. This hasn't happened with us, but I've seen it happen with many other offices. Yes, and it happened to me on one of my listings not too long ago. You know, where the listing agent, sorry, the buyer's agent sent their client without them to go. Guys, holy cow! I'm in there and I'm shocked. I go at first I said, who's the realtor here? And he go, oh, our realtor couldn't make it. And I said, okay, so what would you guys like to do? We'd like to see the house. And I'm not going to go into complete details, but I did call her up, right? I did call her up, and I asked her why she wasn't present there at this showing. And then I thought about it. You know, first of all, I'm a professional. I'm not lazy. I love my job. I love what I do. I feel sorry for the poor buyers that came there with a realtor that really didn't know what the heck she was doing. Okay? So I felt bad for them. You know, we're going to talk about procuring costs in a minute. But because you sent them there, guys, that one there, we could argue that one and debate that. But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to show the property. I'm there anyway.
What if the buyer's agent had called you ahead of time? Hey,
She did. She did, but she didn't show up.
Gonna be there?
Oh, okay, that one's completely different. Thank you. Yeah.
I've had that happen. Like, hey, I'm sorry,
yeah.
I can't make it. Would you mind?
Right,
You know?
but she did not call me. She just sent them over there,
She just sent them.
and
And do they get a commission if that happens? I mean, if they send a person and
We're-
those clients buy
we're gonna discuss that in a minute on procuring costs.
A little self-entitled.
We're gonna discuss that in a minute on procuring costs. Okay, we're gonna discuss that, and I'm just gonna give you guys my opinion on this one here, my humble opinion on that one there. Okay, but just to let you know that I showed the property, and I felt bad for the client, but she didn't call. But here's the thing, you know, don't do that, guys. You know, whoever's watching this, and I know because I talk to many of you many realtors that come here, and I mean, some realtors have been watching our classes for years. And they come to work at Partnership Realty. And, you know, even if you're a realtor from another office, I mean, please take my advice on that. Don't do that. Go with your client. If not, call the listing agent and ask them for, you know, out of common courtesy, could you do this because I had a flat tire? There's got to be a good excuse. There's got to be a good excuse. And ask them, would you not mind doing this for me? You know, and I mean, that's what I would do. But we'll talk about procuring costs in a second. But again, do not give a combination lock, the combination of the lockbox to, guys, I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen, okay? Again, not from Partnership Realty Realtors, but I've seen it from other offices. And I've spoken with so many brokers, friends of mine, that work for, that, you know, they run so many other agencies from all of South Florida here.
Is that a breach of the code of ethics?
Absolutely.
Is that a liable-
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, that's what our class is all about here. You know, heck yeah. I mean, that's terrible. Yeah, do you know what? I don't think our grievance committee or even, you know, any of our you know, governing bodies would even frown upon that one. They'll take that one very seriously. They'll take that one really seriously. Okay? So that's what we're covering it here. Okay, so it doesn't happen.
What is the fine on that?
Oh God, he can get up there. He can get up there, and they could, and you know what? And they could actually suspend your license for a while, make you take classes on proper education, on code of ethics and standard of practice and things like that. So they could do whatever they think. But again, it's whatever they feel. You know, I mean, you got to have a really good excuse for them to say, "Oh, it's okay. Yeah, we can understand you." But if you don't have a good excuse, you know, a good doctor's letter.
Well, it's something to like educate your sellers with, to reassure them that, hey, there's a lockbox on here, but let me tell you what's not going to happen, what I'm not allowed to happen, because these are the consequences.
Exactly. You know what I'm not going to do? I'll cancel it. I'll cancel the actual listing, the report, and reschedule it. Exactly. I will cancel it. I'll call up my client, sir, ma'am, I am so sorry, I can't make it. But can I send a coworker, friend of mine? Can I send a coworker? I'm going to call you up immediately there. We'll split the commission, okay? We'll work together because they have that specific time only to see that property. And I couldn't make it because I either had something came up with one of my kids, whoever doesn't have it. It was something really drastic had to come up, right? So I'm going to call up a coworker or two. I'll find someone to go over there, okay?
Or the listing agent, right?
Or talk to the listing agent
Ask them if you-
and tell them the truth. But don't be lazy. Just stay home and just, okay, yeah, the combination lockbox is blah, blah, blah. Go right on over there. It's vacant. Are you kidding? The listing agent might be there like me. I was there that day. I wanted to be present. What a coincidence, you know? I go, hi, guys. Who are you? You know? It's a true story.
Does it have to be someone within your office, or can it be another real estate agent that happens to hold their license at a different office?
We could do that, and then we'll do a referral. We'll do a
Yeah, like
referral agreement.
Yeah.
It depends, because she or he might do it out of just common courtesy because you guys are friends.
Yeah.
So they might, okay, absolutely, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it for you. You know, I mean, that's just common courtesy right there, and they want to do it because we're friends. But again, if not, I personally, the way that I would do it, I would want to give them a referral.
And
So,
what amount?
yeah, I would want to give them a referral.
But what set amount of percentage?
Yeah, 25%. Yeah, they're really helping me a lot. I'm not losing the client. I'm making sure the client's well taken care of, you know, and that was very nice of them to go over there unannounced like that, you know, without no prior given notice, like on the spur of the moment, going straight over there. So yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways of tackling this, you know. But what you definitely don't do is you definitely don't send them over there, you know. Now here's the thing, if we'll go into that for crying cost in a sec. We're going to go back into this class. I mean, to this subject, you know. All offers must be presented by you, okay? And you must go again to these listings, okay? You have to go and show the properties. You have to be part of it. We're going to go into details on this here, okay? And even when you're presenting an offer, or let's say that multiple offers have come in, all offers must be presented to the seller. And another thing, you guys have to contact every single realtor that has sent you an offer, thanking them for the offer, that it will be, you know, presented to the seller. The seller's going to make a decision by, I'm just going to use an example, you know, Friday by 4 o'clock. We are under a multiple offer situation. You might want to put in your highest and best, but my seller will have a decision. And then you want to answer, you must answer everybody back as well too. All agents, all buyers agents, you must answer them back. And let them know that the seller has decided to go with another offer.
You know what happens, the listing agent gets offer, and sits on it, while he's waiting for his guys.
It happens. This happens. You know, I mean, like I said, we're going to go into another topic here, is just having patience and knowing what to do in a situation like that. Yeah, there are so many scenarios. And again, it's knowing the code of ethics, it's knowing the standard of practice, it's just doing good real estate practice. Not everybody's like that. You're right.
Another question.
Yeah.
So what I was seeing a lot the last couple of months is a lot of selling agents putting in, you know, all offers must be submitted by this time, acting as if they're in a multiple offer situation, and only giving it, you know, a week for all offers to be submitted by Friday at, you know, 5 p.m. Blah 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 blah, and then you still see it on the market 2 weeks later. So is that?
Guys, that's something you need to talk to me on the broker on that one there. We could talk to the office. Yeah, we could talk to the office manager. We could talk to you know, their broker, and we also have a lot of support from our legal department, okay, and standard of ethics and conduct and everything from our MLS. We're here at Beaches MLS, but everywhere, whether it's Greater Miami, whether it's, you know, it doesn't matter where it's at, you know, Aura, Oscar, I mean, I go on and on. We all have a lot of legal support, Okay, and sometimes us as realtors, we don't use those. But come to me first. Don't call the board up.
Well,
call to me first and let me give you advice on that one
the
there.
funny thing is, it almost gave me an idea at first. I was like, oh, it's kind of a good idea, really kind of build up the hire.
No, I
get
totally
it.
disagree with that.
But obviously, I let that thought go.
No, you shouldn't let it go
But
because.
in that very moment,
Yeah, no, I wouldn't let it go. I wouldn't let it go. I would advise you on what we're going to do with that one. That's what I'm there for. You guys know that broker support here 7 days a week. If I don't answer you, send me an email, send me a text. Do not leave me a voicemail because I'm
that
not going to
would
listen
be
to it.
like a file a complaint offense.
Not really. There's many ways that we can handle it before we get our MLS and our board involved. Okay. So yeah, no, I would say contact me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll take it from there. You know.
Sorry to go down a rabbit hole.
No, it's quite all right. But this stuff happens, what, weekly? How about daily?
Yeah.
Right?
It happened to me one time.
I think it's happened to all of us, yeah.
This lady said that she didn't want to take it because it was an FHA and she had a cash offer, and then like 2 weeks later I saw it still on the market, and I asked another agent to call on it, and she says, oh, I'll show it to you tomorrow. And it's like, so she just refused it because it was an FHA.
In
You
this,
should have put it in the terms of accepted,
She never
whether it
said that.
wasn't or it wasn't.
No, she
or it
never
was.
said that she
It
was.
said FHA, terms accepted.
Yeah.
And
She said, it said cash, conventional, FHA.
there's so much that we could do
Yeah,
about that.
so-
Do you know that we'll go over this in a sec, but we'll go into our board, and our board will look into this, okay?
Yeah.
We have so much support. Being a realtor, guys, you have no idea how important it is that you can say, I'm a realtor. The support and the backing that we've got is huge. It's huge, okay? But again, you need to come to me first as the broker, because I try to prevent problems. I don't want to just go cry directly to our standard of ethics and things like that. We'll try to handle it first. A lot of times, this class can go on for about 5 or 6 hours. Yeah. And even in 5 or 6 hours, we're not going to cover everything because there's so much to cover, right? But sometimes it's a listing agent's lack of knowledge of knowing if a property does qualify for an FHA conventional VA or is a cash offer. Sometimes they'll just put in conventional and they'll put cash, and they don't know the property qualifies for an FHA loan easily. But that's a realtor that really doesn't know what he or she is doing, So, but again, that's what I'm here for, okay? So I can't go into details because this class would be for a 5 or 6 hour class, So, any other questions here on this area? All right. Releasing cancellations. Releasing cancellations on a dead deal. There's actually two ways of canceling a file. That's not true. There's three ways of canceling a file. One is that, both buyers and sellers actually, sign off on the release and cancellation, and everybody comes into a mutual agreement, and it gets canceled so we can put it back in there. Others, sometimes we do have to kind of call up and negotiate it. We're going to have to kind of negotiate it because the seller might not be very excited about, releasing the funds, and the buyer really didn't do anything wrong. But there's ways of us negotiating it. And the other would be, taking it into mediation by any of our governing bodies or civil court. Okay, we've usually been able to resolve it always. That's what you guys are going to contact me for. But let's talk about an offer that is going to be made or has been made to you. An offer. Now we need the escrow deposit in there. We need the escrow deposit in there within 1 day. Actually, by the second day, if your client, let's say, for example, only we represent a buyer in this case. Okay. So the offer got converted into a contract, but I've told, and sometimes these buyers don't know the urgency of getting that escrow deposit in there, because that escrow deposit is part of this executed contract. Because without the escrow deposit, then we really don't have a true completed contract in there. Okay, because we need those funds. And there's a good chance that buyer is going to lose that home that they worked so hard on finding it, because sometimes we're going on for weeks and months before we find the right home. So do educate your buyers on how important it is to wire the money, give us the escrow check. And here at Partnership Title and Escrow, we have a Zoom cam, it's called, and your client is going to do an escrow check, right? And from the convenience of their home, whether they're here locally in Florida, in another state, or another country, all they need is their cell phone. It's gonna hover above the check, right? The escrow deposit check, okay? And then it's gonna take a snapshot, hover above the back of it, and it comes immediately into our title agency. And immediately you guys are getting an escrow confirmation letter. How important is that? You don't have to wait for it for 2 days or 3 days to get it back from the title company. You're going to immediately get it, and then you're immediately going to send it to the listing agent. You're immediately going to send it to everybody, title company, everyone. Okay, it's going to have it. So, but what if the second days come around, guys, and your client has not yet deposited the money or wired the money or given you the escrow deposit? I really suggest you guys contact me. Okay, contact me, because we need to decide something, because we got one more day left. So we need to decide something on what we're going to do, because we need to let the listing agent know this, the title company know this, and we need to let the sellers or seller know this, or the contractor, or whoever's involved. We need to let them know, hey, we still don't have it, because we don't want to take their property off the market, okay? And we don't have it. So we'll deal with that, but you guys need to contact me immediately on this here. And by the third day, we're taking action. We are taking action on this here, okay? Because you guys know that deposit needs to be in there within what? 3 days. It needs to be in there within 3 days. So what if the deposit didn't go in there? Well, we need to cancel this contract that's been executed. So there's 2 ways of actually, canceling and doing a release and cancellation. One is going to be, okay, well, you've got the names, the buyers and the seller. In this case, since this is just an example, I'm using myself as the buyer and the seller, okay? Property address, the effective date when it went under contract, it's gonna be right here, the effective date, the property address, both real estate agencies that are involved, and there's gonna be 2 ways, or actually there'll be multiple ways that this can be released at all, because it could be that there's $2,000 in escrow, and we might have to release it where we're splitting it with the seller. So a portion of it's going to be written right here, and it'll be to the buyers exactly how it's written on the contract, the names that are on the contract. And then at the bottom of that, it'll be the seller's amount and exactly how their name is written on the contract. Or it just might just going to go back to the buyer or buyers, exactly how the names are written on the contract. What if we get into a scenario that the escrow deposit hasn't been given within the 3 days? Then we need to do this release and cancellation. So what are we going to put? We're going to put 0 here, okay? And then we're going to write down that the money was never given, never provided. But we still need we need this release and cancellation to be signed by both buyers and seller. So the listing agent can put this property back on the market, and this seller can sell this property. But since there was no money given, correct? I'm going to put 0 there, and we're going to put down that there was no money ever provided. So this is the different ways on how we're going to do this release and cancellation, okay? And we need to notify everybody, guys. We need to notify every single entity or person or companies that have been involved. We need to notify everyone, okay? Then this becomes a what? A dead deal. You guys already know where to send it. You have to send it in, okay? So this is really important with releasing cancellations here. Yeah, the document, you go to, I'm going to show you exactly where it's at in a couple minutes.
Where you see on the screen.
Yeah.
Cancellation doc.
Yeah. And I'm going to show you in a couple minutes exactly where it's at. It's in your form simplicity. You go right in there on the form packages, and it says release and cancellation.
Yeah.
Click on it, fill it out, send it. It's right there. I'll show you guys in a quick second. Here, this is the one where we're talking about patience. Do we have to have a lot of patience? Not only as realtors, in any line of work, guys. in our family, in our lifestyles, and just everything. So why should it be any different in real estate? It shouldn't. We need to have, you know, a lot of patience, okay? Understanding. We need to have, you know, I don't know. As I said, you gotta love your job. As realtors, this is something that we don't even consider it a job. We really love what we do, okay? So we become compassionate, become understanding. We listen to people's needs. And sometimes we are even dealing with a listing agent, okay, or a buyer's agent that things might not be going really good for them that week or on that day or the night before. Guys, don't lower yourself down to their level. Put yourself not really in their shoes. Bad day, or they're going through a bad day. We don't know what's going on with them. I mean, you know, try to have a little bit of compassionate and try to be as polite and as professional as you can. Do not text. If someone goes into like a very bad stage, okay, where they get a little angry or nasty or even cursing, do not do that, okay? That is against every code of ethics you can think about, all right? So, you know what I'll probably tell you is, okay, listen, I don't think I've offended you in any way. You know, I haven't raised my voice to you. I really would appreciate if you not curse. I don't think that we need to curse at all here. If you want, I can call you back a little bit later, you know, and I'll probably call you back. And if I see that you're still in the same fashion, then I'm going to get a hold of me, the broker. And then we'll get a hold of their manager or we're going to get a hold of their broker or someone like that, because that's unacceptable. That's completely unacceptable, okay? But do not text, do not get into a verbal, a verbal engagement with that other person because they're having a bad day. Don't let them ruin your day, okay? But we will handle it, and we've got our board that supports us and backs us up. Again, being a realtor, guys, it is so inexpensive. It's one payment per year. One rental that you do, not only will it pay for your MLS dues completely, you'll have money left over. And now for the entire remainder of the year, are you kidding me? That's all pure profit. I see realtors all the time. They come to me and go, oh my God, the dues are so high. What? No, please, they're I shouldn't even say this. I wish I could turn the camera off and bleep it because I don't want them to raise our dues, okay? But it's so inexpensive to make the amount of money that we make based on what we have to pay per year. It is a gift. It is a blessing to have a real estate license. To have a real estate license, say I'm a realtor, is, in my opinion, Ismael Alvarez, it's a blessing to have that. Guys, I can't tell you how many people I've seen that go open up their own business. They invest hundreds of thousands, if not millions, to make how much per month? And seriously, are they making profit at that time? They're not. They're just getting their initial investment back. And they probably haven't gotten their initial investment back. It might take them 4 or 5 years. We, as realtors, will get our initial investment back within 1 week, 1 month. Then it's just pure profit from there on. There's not another line of work like this one that you can convince me on. Even if you open up a hot dog stand, you're going to have to buy the stand. I mean, that little hot dog cart. You're going to have to buy the hot dogs, the sodas. You're going to have to buy a car to pull it, okay? And then how much can you sell a hot dog for, all right? You know how many hot dogs you have to sell to get back your, and then that hot sun, well, there's something good about a hot dog stand, okay? You'll get a nice tan. Yeah, you guys will have a great tan. You'll be selling hot dogs. But how many hot dogs do I have to sell and sodas and chips to get my initial investment back? So when I go home or wherever I go, I can sit proudly with my friend and say, yeah, I'm doing really well. We're making a lot of profit. Have you gotten your money back yet? No, not yet. I still have about another 1,000 more hot dogs to sell. So you worked an entire year for free. Are you kidding me?
We sent a check yesterday to the bank. Can you want to say how much that guy
Very proud of a couple of closings. The one that we sent yesterday, he did a closing. All right, he did a closing, made over a little $250,000.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Another realtor had just got a property under contract. She'll make within 30 days. This is a cash deal. She'll make over close to $500,000, about $480,000. Very proud. I looked at the offer. Okay, I looked at the offer, and I'll tell you guys something how they've done it. All right, and because the next class that I'm going to do is going to be over an as-is contract and how to fill it out properly. Then the following class I'm going to do is marketing. They've done it through marketing. We've got for you guys free, for your sellers free marketing. I sat with two realtors yesterday at a lunch. I went to go have lunch at this one restaurant. They were sitting there, the realtors of our office, and she's getting a listing now for $400,000. I go, let's do a feature home on it. They all started the same way with feature homes, maybe 300,000, 400,000. But now, see, sellers expect this. So if I'm selling a house for $500,000, if I'm selling a house for 1.5 million, 5 million, I expect you to do these feature home videos for free. So we do them for our realtors and our clients for free. They expect this. And go to YouTube, go to Facebook, and look at our feature homes. They're top quality. Pardon me?
You even high-end rentals too?
No, I've not done rentals, but higher rentals like 35. We have a realtor right now putting a listing up for $35,000 per month at the Equestrian Club in Wellington. Yeah, well, something like that.
Yeah.
Because remember, taking our crew out there, our production crew, our cameras, that takes a lot of money between production, editing, and everything, social media, and then afterwards. It takes a lot. But I can't tell you how many properties we sell within days, because we have such a big following from everywhere that are looking at these properties. They're overseas, sometimes they're in other states, and they want to really look at this home and look at our feature homes. But here's the secret on how these ladies have gotten these homes at $20 million, at $6 million, and things like that. It's from going in front of the camera, showing, and then who are they attracting? They're attracting high-end sellers and buyers. Okay, they're attracting because that's what they expect.
But where are they marketing the videos?
Everywhere, Facebook. Some of them are just doing TikTok. TikTok, it's unbelievable. TikTok's not for kids anymore. TikTok now it's adults. Instagram, social, everywhere. I'm going to do a marketing class on that. It'll be my second class coming up, so we'll go into that.
I just started doing Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
And Instagram.
You'll love it. I had a realtor yesterday. I walked in. He's brand new. So we sat down and we went over a little bit of marketing, him and I. Yeah. And while I walked by him, he goes, "Hey, Ismael, I got 2 clients already from my social media. Got 2 clients. And guess how much money it costs you to do social media? 0. It's free. It's going on there." So we'll go into that really, really heavily. Okay.
We ask for help if we have problems.
We have social media crew right here, or myself. Okay. And then watch the class I'll come to the class, which I'll be doing it really soon. Really soon. It'll be our next class to come up, okay? So we talked about not sending clients by themselves. Not allow, sort of repeating itself right here, not allow clients to appear at a property. Well, we didn't talk about that one. Please educate your clients, okay, because they don't know any different. They're not realtors, okay? So they've seen the property, they love it, they're excited. Now they want to tell their mom, their sister, their brother, their cousin, their, I don't know who, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, okay? And they go up there and they show up at the property unannounced without your permission, because you know that you need to get showing instructions to go over there with them, but they just show up there. So they can't do that. They can't just show up at someone's home and knock on the door. "Hey, good, hi, sellers, how are you?" And say we're the listing agent. Educate your sellers. If someone shows up unannounced, you immediately call me and you tell them, "Listen, I apologize. You need to get a hold of your realtor, but we can't let you in," because that's why they hired someone like us to make sure we look out for them, okay? And every aspect of the word, okay? So as a listing agent, we're going to educate our sellers that someone just can't come unannounced. And as a buyer's agent, we need to educate our buyers. You just can't show up at that property, And this happens. It does happen, So we don't want that to happen. Cancellation of, say you're showing a property, right? This is common courtesy. This is code of ethics as well. This is just standard of practice of real estate, okay? If you got showing instructions for a property or 2 or 3 or 4, and you're not going to make it to 1 or 2, please call that listing agent on a timely manner say you're the buyer's agent, call them in a timely manner and let them know, hey, listen, we're not going to be able to make it. That is just common professional courtesy right there. Don't let the seller sit there or don't do that, okay? Make sure that you guys, when you show a property, that all lights are turned off, our doors are locked, alarms are set back, our gates are closed, everything like that, And again, one of the major things, again, is just having patience, being tolerant, understanding, tranquil, sensible. I know it's hard sometimes, right? But don't allow someone else to bring you down to their level, because you're not, and then it's just going to get bad anyway. So you have to be sensible and make sure it works out, But again, contact me for anything like that. Foreign simplicities. I've had so many questions. People call me, go, hey, I need the broker's license and the company license. It's in your foreign simplicity, guys. It's right there. You go into form packages, as I mentioned before, and packages right there, and it's in there. It's in there. Your broker's and company license is in there. You guys don't have to call me. On rentals, title companies will ask you for the W-9. It's in there, right there. Federal ID number. A lot of times they'll ask you for the Partnership Realty's Federal ID number. It's in your foreign simplicity, okay? Errors and omissions policy. It's in there. All you gotta do is click and just email it directly to whoever's requesting it. Just click the box.
How about the broker's disclosure?
It's right there for sellers. The broker's disclosure is in there.
Well, not really for sellers. Like, basically, if I want for the buyer to pay for the fee, the broker's fee. Do you have a document that?
Yes, there is. There is a document. The transaction. Forgot what it's called. It's in there. It's in there under buyer's package and under seller's package. It's actually in there. The transaction broker form. Okay, but you could also put it. You could also.
Transaction broker form.
Yeah, but you can put it right on the page 11 under additional terms.
In the contract.
Yep, in the contract.
Okay.
Just put it under page 11. And also, there's another section. I forgot where it's at, but we'll go over it on next week's class on the as-is contract. It's towards I think it's page 4 or 5. Forgot where it's at. Under buyer fees. Yeah. So there's two separate sections of where to put it at.
So the buyer or the seller doesn't want to pay the fee, are we allowed to take it out?
Absolutely. I can't tell you how many real estate agents come from other office, and one of their biggest beefs is that their office, it's mandatory that they charge it, not here. Guys, you're making 100% commission, okay? Your client is number one, they're first, in my book, okay? Let payroll just take it out of your commission. You're making 100% commission. But you're establishing a relationship. Well, sorry, that came out totally wrong. You've already established a relationship with that client. That's what they're already working with you. Do you know how many more deals they're going to give you in the years to come or the months to come? And then the referrals from, again, friends, families, coworkers. So no, are you seriously, this is a business transaction, okay? Are you seriously gonna demand? No, if they don't feel comfortable. And most of the times, some of these buyers, they can afford that transaction fee or processing fee. Doesn't matter what you call it, processing, transaction, same thing, okay? They can afford it comfortably. They just don't want to see it. And guess what I don't want to do? I don't want to make them uncomfortable in any way, because my job is what? To make them comfortable, right? To close the deal. If you don't want to see it, sir, it's gone. I don't care what my broker says,
I've never had a person say no.
No, right.
I've never had a client tell me no to that.
You know what? I want to answer that one. I want to answer. I love that one. I want to answer that one. Do you know that I haven't either? People expect, they know that you're making profit, okay? But when you give them the right, most professional service from the beginning to the very end, they're okay with it. But if you've given them bad service, they don't even want you to make a commission. They will argue and whatever it takes, But when you give them the utmost professional, you know why? Because they're happy that you're making, that you're doing good. Right. But again, that comes from what? Being polite, kind, professional, helpful. I mean, being the best realtor there is and knowing, again, from A to Z. You need to know every aspect of real estate from one corner to the other. I mean, you need to know everything. The more education you've got as a realtor, the more you can help your clients and the more satisfied they are. The more, so.
Easier it is to do your work.
They'll be very, very comfortable. They know that you're not a nonprofit organization. Okay, so you're right. I've never had them say, "Can you take that off?" And the contrary, they'll go, "We'll send you referrals." We'll send you referrals. They're happy with my professionalism and my knowledge of the real estate industry. Okay, errors and omissions. Your NAID number. You're going to need the NAID number for your foreclosures for HUD. Where is it? It's in your Form Simplicity, guys. Everything that you need. It's in Form Simplicity. It's our Form Simplicity, okay? Under our form packages, everything that you guys need. At least you guys now know where to go and get it. It's not that I don't mind you guys to call me, but what for? Now here comes that great topic, right? This happens quite a bit. Let's go over this one here. This is I don't know what to say. Open houses. All right, let's start out with open houses. I've got so many topics on this one here. We're going to make it brief and short on this here, but nevertheless, I've got so many topics on this one here. You're a procuring realtor. How do you become a procuring realtor? How does the other realtor not going to want to take all of your commission, if not part of your commission? Okay. First thing, we talked about it. If I can't make it, guess what? I'm going to cancel. The showing instructions. I'm going to cancel that showing. Or I'm going to call a coworker to go over there and go for me. Or I'm going to call the listing agent and tell them exactly why I couldn't make it. I'm going to give them a really good excuse because I will make it. All right? I'm afraid to almost send the client over there because if you are a little nicer than I am, a little politer than I am, a little better looking than I am, oh my God, I just lost a client. If you have a little bit more knowledge than I do, oh my God, I just lost a client. So guess who's going to be right next to their client? Me, the realtor. Okay? I'm going to be right there to answer every question there is. Okay? Right. One thing what a realtor can't do, and you guys should do, don't give your card to a buyer's client, or don't allow a listing agent give your card to your client either. Okay? That's your client. I will ask, if you start getting involved with my client as a listing agent, I'll probably very professionally ask you, hey, could I just talk to you outside for a second? And then I'll ask you, please don't. I'm not discussing it. Those are my clients. If you have anything that you want to ask, you want to say, can you please tell me? Okay? But don't, oh, by the way, here's your card back. Thank you for, giving me the card. That's so unprofessional. Don't do that, okay? But then again, don't send a client over there because I think that listing agent is going to have some legal claims on that commission because you didn't even show up over there. All right? Open houses. If someone goes to an open house and you just can't make it there for whatever odd reason, because that happens on weekends sometimes, make sure that your client has your business card, correct? And make sure that your client says to that listing agent, hey, we're just here to see it, but I have my own broker, my own realtor. Or is it okay if we can see the property inside? We just want to see it, but it needs to be disclosed. And here's the card of my realtor.
So how's that conversation go with you and your client prior to them entering the open house?
Communication, a lot of communication, because let them know that they have your card and let them know, listen, please announce it, whether it's a builder, whether it's a contractor, whether it's an open house. Let them know that I am, I don't know, I'm at a birthday party. I'm at a, God knows what event I'm at or where I'm at that I just couldn't make it, but you need to see it. Your client should have numerous cards of yours. If not, we have e-cards. Are you serious? Simple as heck. Can I send it to them, And I am presently working. I have my own realtor. Okay, let them know that. Is it okay if I can go in?
But getting your client to say that.
Well, it's
sometimes
okay.
They don't really grasp that concept.
All right. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with this. I am not afraid of competition at all, period. Why? I'm very confident of me and my lack, and my, sorry, listen to me, my lack. And my,
And your skills.
I think it's getting tiring now. So at lunchtime, I really need to quit, I guess, because I'm really mumbling right now. Yeah, exactly. So no, I feel very confident that I've got the knowledge, and I know that they feel that I'm the right realtor for them. When you don't have the product knowledge and you are not there to help them, yeah, there's a possibility you can use the client. And people think, oh no, realtor took a client from me. No, you lost them. Who's your worst enemy? You are. Look in the mirror. You have no knowledge. You don't come to class like you guys are here, and the ones that are watching right now. They don't come in. They just got that license from DBPR, and they go, that's it. We're going to make it.
They have to trust you.
That you are the proper right realtor, and you will not lose the client. You will not lose the client. But again, it comes with what? Knowledge. Knowledge of your real estate and how you can help them. Because we're here to help them. We're not here to show them the house. No, forget that. You're not here to go, oh, look at the kitchen. It's got granite countertops. They know it's got granite countertops. You are there to protect their interests. What is their interest? Their escrow deposit, the transaction, the entire deal. Exactly. That's what we're here for. Okay? When the client sees that and feels that, they are not going to leave you. They're not. And especially when you're professional, you're helpful, you're not rude. Are you kidding me? I'm there 7 days a week for you. I'm there holidays. It's going to be hard for me to lose a client.
Situation like what you talked about with that DPA program. Basically, if that down payment assistance, if you're not a down payment assistant agent, they'll steal your deal. Or try
No,
to.
wait. We need to see what company that is, though. No. There's many of the down payment assistance programs, and I just did one the other day.
Yeah.
With the lenders that we've got, no, they will. No one's going to take your deal.
But
No
they
one.
try to do
You need to tell me what company that is. I want to know. I really want to know after hours. I mean, after class. I want to know what company that is. So I'll see. I'm learning stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Here I am learning something from you,
They told
right?
the client that they would have to have their own agent.
Heck
They
no.
would have to have their
Absolutely
own lender
not.
to do the deal with. That's
Absolutely not. Do you know how many down payment assistance programs there are? There's about 5 or 6 of them. They're phenomenal. By conventional loans, FHA loans, they're fantastic. No prepayment penalties, 30-year fix, just perfect loans. Why would I go with some mortgage company that's doing something that's not nice. So my client, again, that's called, lack of knowledge. But when you know what you're doing, you're going to take them and say, look, here's the same program, 30-year fix, just a great program, go with this lender. So let me know who they are, because see how we learn all the time?
Yeah.
And then I can help other realtors by telling them, don't go there. Because that's an abusive program, wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
I
That's
called
good.
them up. I called them up. I said,
Yeah, they're abusive. They're abusive.
Yeah.
So, on open listings, let's talk about that one. Open listings. Do you guys really think I like open listings? I hate them. So I get clients that come up to me and say, well, would you, I have a listing and it's going to be an open listing. I go, oh, how nice. Well, I don't really work with open listings. I apologize, sir or ma'am. I don't work with open listings. You're going to have to decide which real estate agency you really want to work with and which realtor. I'm going to give you all the features and I'm going to give you everything that our support, that our office can give you. And then you'll decide whether you want to work with us or not. That is such, again, I would not do an open listing. That's, again, guys, these are opinions of mine, right? You're showing the property and then they go with somebody else. You're wasting your time. So no, I'm going to show them all the benefits and everything that Partnership Realty has to offer that other real estate agencies do not. And they're going to make their own decision whether they want to go with Partnership Realty or they want to go with 2 other open listings and things like that. I won't do it. I'll pass on it. You know why? Because I don't want the headaches. I really...
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, no, it's truly not worth it at all, okay? Communication is very, very important, that you guys are always communicating with your clients and with everybody involved, all parties involved. Title company, mortgage lenders, listing agent, everyone, your own clients, okay? And having that dialogue, extremely, extremely important with that. whenever you get into a multiple offer situation, as we spoke about this priorly, okay, make sure that you answer every single realtor that has sent you an offer and let them know that it's accepted, not accepted, it's going to be presented to the seller, and the seller will have a decision by when or by what date. Then, at the same token, make sure as well that you answer everybody back if they went with another offer, okay? And to submit their highest and best offer, okay? Submitting an offer without showing a property, guys, don't do that. Do not ever, ever, ever do that. Here's what you guys have to do. A client is not obligated to have to work with this realtor. Not obligated. If they don't feel comfortable with this realtor, they have the legal right to go with another realtor or another real estate agency that's going to look out for their interests. But they need to cancel that relationship. How are they going to cancel that working relationship? Either a text or an email letting them know that it's canceled with no contingencies. Okay? It is canceled. And let them know the truth. And before you start working with that client, make sure that they have that email, that text, that they canceled that other property. I mean, the services.
I was able to salvage the customer because he's a steady guy, but they tried.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Another thing with this one here, do not submit the offer. Don't submit the offer in until you guys have gone and actually showed the property. You need to go and actually show the property. Okay, so you guys need to go show the property, get showing instructions, and do everything. The worst thing that you could do is submit an offer, send it in, and you know, there you are again. You know, you're not the procuring cost on that one there because someone else showed the property. That you guys cannot do. Now, as a listing agent, if you see that someone has sent you an offer, and that client is with somebody else, correct? And that client is with someone else, make sure that you get a hold of both realtors and let them know that this client has already been here previously before, okay? So these are things that you guys really need to know before you accept an offer, okay? Again, since we're here in Palm Beach County, for Fort Lauderdale, St. Lucie, and stuff like that, we've got Beaches MLS, which is BMLS. You've got our support from myself, our office managers, and Beaches. You also have a legal hotline that you can call. But call me up first before you call up the legal hotline. You know, broker support is 7 days a week. Our lender support 7 days a week. Transaction coordinators, title, everyone, okay? So get a hold of us, okay? You have a lot of support. I mean, a lot of support. Don't lose out on it, okay? Here's what I told you guys about what goes inside a file again. Look at this. Everything. But the checklist is in your form simplicity. But to make it simple, sweet, and short, how about everything? Everything, every possible thing inside that file goes into a file when you close it that you have to submit it in. I mean, as simple as that. That's the key word, everything.
Do you use .loop?
You can use .loop if you want. I like form simplicity, but you can use .loop. That's fine. There are absolutely no problems with that, okay? Follow-up. Follow-up is a big error by realtors. Follow up with your clients, even after the sale. It's show them that you care. Find out how things are coming along. Don't, make sure you follow up with your clients. It shows a lot and says a lot about you. You just didn't sell them the property. You're making sure that everything is fine and anything that you can help them with, okay? And then answering your phone again on a timely manner. That, again, look at here. Communication is key. Communication is key, guys. Follow-up is one of the major things that we've got. And, that answering your phone 7 days a week, as we talked about it before. But this is the end of our class. I really appreciate everybody here, the ones that are watching, and we'll see you soon at the very next class.
Thank you.